அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய அன்பான காலை வணக்கம். My respectful greetings to all the young children who are in this wonderful place. I know it's a great Onam day, it's a holiday, but still you all have chosen to sacrifice your holiday, the first half of the day. Be a part of the tree planting event where more than 1,008 trees we all have planted, and more importantly showcase your clubs to us. And I'm very deeply grateful of the sacrifice that you made today on a holiday to be with us. Thank you so much for that. My intention especially is to make your time worthwhile, because you all have come here, you're sitting here. And some great people are sitting here. A person whom I really deeply admire, your managing director of this wonderful school, Roots Ramasamy Ayya, and who's a technocrat by himself, patent holder of multiple things, a person who constantly pushes the boundaries of engineering, keeps inventing, competes with the best in the global world. I'm sure the children here many times when we sit next to Taj Mahal, we might not understand what Taj Mahal is truly about. You go to a person who's having a house 1 kilometer from Taj Mahal. You ask him, what is Taj Mahal? He'll say, oh, it is white in color, it's made up of marble, it's a very old building. But you talk to a person who's traveling to see Taj Mahal for about 6 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours. He will say, oh, Taj Mahal is a great place, it's like this, like that. So, Roots Ramasamy Ayya, though he is sitting next to you, though he is running this school, though he is part of your school, but I would advise all of you to learn his life very meticulously, especially on the engineering part, and the kind of innovations that he continues to do and pushes, and the company Roots, how it is a global champion from a small area called Ganapati in Coimbatore. So, I'm very happy that he is also part of this event. Ayakokka Subramaniam avargal, he's trying to hit his 80s, his 70s, late 70s now, but always young at heart, continues to speak for the state, for the country, very nationalist at heart, ran very successful companies by himself. But even now, every time you look at him, you feel young, enthusiasm he shows. From morning I'm seeing him. It is also important that you pay a lot of attention to people like Ayakokka Subramaniam, learn from their lives. I'm happy that he is also part of this event. And Principal Madam, who had chosen to be a part of the school from the beginning till now, Madam Uma Mageshwari, and my respectful greetings. It is people like you, longevity in an institution, staying with the institution for about 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. That is how institutions are built. And you have chosen to sacrifice a lot of things in your life to be a part of this wonderful institution. My compliments and respects to you. And the Vice Principal of this wonderful institution, Sir Shaktivel, is also with us. Again, a similar caliber person. From start to end, he is also part of this. It is people like you build this next generation. So they come and serve us. Thank you so much to both of you. And a person whom I greatly admire, wears multiple hats, Kavidas Nayya. Though he was designated human resource head of the Roots industry, but he does more things more than that. Travels around. I see him in many functions, talks to college students, motivates us. I'm a big fan of his speech. I'm very happy that you are getting this guy whom he's in so much demand outside this school. Everybody wants Kavidasan to come and talk and be part of him. But he gives a lot of time here. So, like you, I feel very envious that you are keeping him right next to you. So, Kavidas Nayya also, I'm very happy that you are part of this function. Children, what a great school. From the morning, we had so much time to look at your club in detail. And the kind of talent you have, the meticulous preparation you do, and more importantly, the communicative skills that you all possess. I'm very confident that you are going to serve the world. When our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, was in France about a year back for the Global Artificial Intelligence Summit, the French President Emmanuel Macron was giving the introduction. He said, India is becoming the envy of the world. And Modi ji was looking at the French President. He said, look, you look at the CEO of Alphabet, he's an Indian. You look at CEO of MasterCard, Indian. You look at CEO of Planet Software is Indian. You look at all the top 500, Fortune 500 companies, 1/3 are literally run by Indians in the CXO level. Either a CEO or a CIO or a COO, the Chief Executive Officer or the Information Officer or the Operations Officer. 1/3 of Fortune 500 is run by an Indian in some way. And that's how the French President says. So I feel so envious that India is able to produce global talent, and which is running global companies. And I'm going to speak this for the next 10-15 minutes. 30-40 years back, we used to fight for land, fight for water, fight for geography, fight for a boundary. That is how we were fighting. Now if you look very carefully, very keenly, the world is fighting for talent. The world is fighting for talent. When you all guys pass out from this great Sachidananda school, when you come out, do your post-graduation and masters or probably PhDs, the world will be fighting for you. Why specifically you? Because many human beings have become very hollow now. Though we are a planet of 700 crores, 7 billion now. I always believe human beings have to be centered who they are as a person. You should have a very spiritual, strong inclination. You should have a good technocratic base. And your personal life should be in order. Grandparents, grandmother, the society where you are born, who are you as a person. You should know whichever ladders you go, whichever floors you climb up, whichever corner seat you get, you should know, I come from this village, this is my lineage. So that is what I call the personal things. Professional competence is what your degree gives you, spiritual inclination. And more than that, there is an ethical part that comes with it. Being a part of this world, saving this world, serving this world. And this four combination makes a terrific human being. And the Sachidananda school, what I am saying is every four is offered to you as part of your daily learning. And all your learning is part of it. It is inculcated. There is a spiritual angle to it. The great Swami himself guides you with his blessings and Ashirvada. And all the teachers, they chose to stay with you. And the old Gurukulam concept, whatever we see, the education is grounded. Nobody comes from outside and teaches you. You also chose to stay in a residential premise. And you all have hardcore professional competence. And you are very, very grounded personally also. Many children I ask, where are you from, which village, who is your grandfather, grandmother, all of you are grounded. So you are being built to be a global citizen. 10, 15 years from now, you'll be running very big corporations in the world. You'll be leaders in politics. You'll be leaders in science. So that is what I was thinking, what should I speak, what should I speak? Though my speech was something different. In the paper I've written something and came today. But after seeing the school, I thought, okay, these students don't need that, they need something else. 1959, the first semiconductor came. Because I see a lot of science and spirituality combining here. Like Albert Einstein said, the pinnacle of science can be reached only when it merges with spirituality. Science alone cannot reach a pinnacle. And science and spirituality, when it combines, only then pinnacle can be reached. Even before the atom bomb, the Trinity test was supposed to happen. Oppenheimer had a lot of doubts in his mind whether he should go for an atom bomb, whether he should lead that team, which is in the process of developing that thing in the American lab before they went to Nevada desert to blast it. So he should learn a book to understand what is dharma, what is right, what is wrong, what is ethics. That took him to Gita, Bhagavad Gita. See, an American, Robert Oppenheimer, who invented the atom bomb, but before committing to his team, he didn't know what is right, what is wrong, because he knows the moment he develops that bomb, millions are going to get killed. But you don't develop that bomb, millions are also going to get killed because of the World War II battlefield. And Gita, he wanted to read an original Gita. So he hired a tutor in US, learned Sanskrit. After learning Sanskrit, took Gita, understood it, and he says that Gita gave him a lot of moral clarity. You see, a person whose invention killed millions of people, he says, Gita gave me a clarity about dharma, right and wrong, what I should do as a scientist. And again you go back to Einstein, science combining with spirituality, telling you what is right, what is wrong, what is moral, what is immoral, pushing the human boundary, keeping you grounded. We need that kind of human beings now. 1959, when Americans invented a semiconductor. Now everything is semiconductor. You go there is a drone they shown us. And you go out, artificial intelligence is changing the way we live, AI, semiconductors. You go everywhere, there is a semiconductor, cell phone. In 59, it was a normal thing. It was a military grade hardware. 1965, there was a popular American magazine which invited people like Ramasamy Ayya, people working in that field. They said, please write an article about semiconductor, article about semiconductor, article about semiconductor. Many people came to write an article in that particular magazine which published in 1965, more like a commemoration event. There was a guy called Gordon Moore who was a part of the Fairchild Semiconductor as a scientist. He wrote an article in 1965. He predicted how semiconductors science will be in the next many, many years. In this article he wrote, he says in each semiconductor, each chip, the number of transistors we are having now is going to double every 18 months. He said, whatever transistor I have, I put it in a chip. He said it is going to double every 18 years. He wrote it in 1965. 1975, they checked it. So at that point of time, one chip, what you call the microchip, was having 65,670 transistors packed into one chip. So going by 65 logic of Moore, you do every 18 months double. It should have been reached about 64,000 odd chips, transistors. So he almost got it right. Only about 1% off he had. He said, science is going to go so advanced and people are going to have so much capability in the future. It is going to double every 18 months and we are going to solve all the world's problems. This is one part. Now, second part, the invention of Americans have gone down by a factor of 41. Meaning, if 100 people made an invention, it gave a certain economic output. Now, 41% more people have to join, which means 141 people have to join together to make a similar invention to give a similar economic output. So, one end, a person like Gordon Moore said, the world is going to go exponential. Every 18 months, doubling is going to happen. What was a normal semiconductor in 1959 has become a gigantic NVIDIA kind of company, which has created computers of different scale, which is running the world. At the same end, the diminishing returns of human mind is coming down. 100 people, what they were doing as scientists, PhDs, researchers, now 141 people are doing the same work. This is where I believe India is going to succeed. Because Americans are the Western people who had the sole ownership of knowledge many years back. Now to generate the same knowledge, they need more people. Now countries like India, which has got spiritual grounding, which is going to have all the 4 boxes ticked, centered human being, when you get into frontier technology, you are going to deliver. Now, I am going to take you back to the French president, what he said. You see everywhere Indians are running. You see 1/3 of Fortune 500 companies, Indians are in CXO position. Because we are grounded, because we are spiritually inclined, because we are able to know our personal things, because we are professionally competent, you are able to work in big organizations which are called hyperscalers. Now some organizations are called hyperscalers because every year they are growing by 100%. This year the manpower count is 8,000, next year you go, it is 25,000, next year you go 40,000, next year you go 60,000. They are scaling so fast, a normal human being is not able to comprehend and run those organizations. So that is why I am very happy in Sachidananda school. You guys are getting prepared to run the world. Every day you should remind, oh, I am away from family, I am in a hostel. Yes, you are sacrificing. But you are spiritually getting grounded. At home you might not get the same spiritual practice, the morning prayers to evening prayers that you do. You might not get the same kind of collaboration. You might not get the same kind of innovative push that you are getting. Clubs are competing. Inside the clubs you are competing. Everybody wants to give the best thing. And more importantly, this school is grounding you every day. I have seen many schools in our country where the toilet is air conditioned, the classroom is air conditioned, the playing arena is air conditioned, the buses are air conditioned. So you're going to put a child in an air conditioned environment, expecting a child to learn. But here you are learning in a very natural way, only with the forces of nature as your companion all around. You are seeing all the Panchabhutas around you. And that is your greatest teacher along with all the teachers here. That is why I am so excited for you. The coming era, next 2 decades, 3 decades, at one end, innovation has to keep going up and up and up. Other end, innovators are coming down because they are losing their innovative edge because they have become too flabby in who they are as human beings. Other end, countries like India, we are joining up to the next orbit because we are able to produce global talent of a different dimension and you are going to run the world. And you should be very clear who you are as a person. So Sachidananda, this school Jyoti Niketan is giving you that grounding and you all should try to push boundaries in what you do. The second part of what I am trying to say, this world, in the morning also we just touched it. The problems are exponential. But the inventions or our solutions to it is only arithmetic. So you should always think yourself as an exponential human being. You all know the person called Malthus. So in 1960s in a conference in Rome, he said, look, what is happening in the world? Too many populations are coming, too much population, but food production is very less. Thomas Malthus, he gave this very famous warning. If human beings get produced like this, if food gets produced like this, then there will be a shortage, people will die. In China, at that point of time, there was a person called Deng Xiaoping, a good guy, reformer, he was ruling China. All scientists went to him. See Deng Xiaoping, look at Malthus' prediction in Rome. In the World Agriculture Institute, FAO meeting is saying, we will have lesser production and more human beings. People will die. So that is when reluctantly or maybe with a sense of conscience, China said, we are going to go for a one-child theory. Every parent, every human being here, every family will have only one child. There cannot be two childs. So how many of you have two childs at home? Meaning you have a sibling? Can you raise your hand? I have a sibling at home. How many of you are the only single child at home? Can you raise your hand? Okay, so sibling is more rather than a child. So China ruthlessly did this for about 22 years, till about 2000 to 2003. Ruthless. You have a second child, many places the doctors themselves killed. And the Communist Party, they started giving license village to village, where even if some woman is pregnant at 3rd month, 4th month, they came here for eradicating that child. Ruthlessly they did. Then finally China realized that 2002, oh, we are becoming older. We made a mistake. We need more child. Then China said, no, we are revising it to 2. Then suddenly for 10 years they said 2. Now China has gone to 3. Now China's the new policy is people should have 3 children. Point I'm trying to communicate is, human beings will always think wrongly about the world. They think they know solutions to the world. They start implementing it. That's how all leaders are. 1960, some scientists predicted. 1980, China started. Now China is suffering because last year, China had the first population decline. 2023 first, 24 second, 25 third, 26 third. China has become a declining country in population, where the number of people who die are more than the number of people who are born in a particular year. China is a declining country now, last 4 years. India, 2045 or 46 or 47, we might keep going up, then we'll start declining. We might hit about 164 crore, then we will start hitting down based on the computer's calculation and analysis. The point I'm trying to convey is, a scientist without a grounding will make that mistake that Malthus made. A scientist who doesn't have grounding in real life, doesn't have grounding in spirituality, doesn't have grounding in personality, doesn't have grounding in professional, only professional competence they have, they make that mistake which China is suffering. Tomorrow you will be leaders in multiple things. You might be leader of a house as a husband or as a wife. You might be leader of a company. You might be leader of a civil society. You might be leader in politics. You might be leader of a country. You might be an MLA. You might be MP. Whatever you do, my vision prayer for all of you is, you should be grounded all the time so that the decisions you make for that family, for that society, for that country, for that company, the decisions you make will be more long-term, will not be short-termish, will look at humanity as a whole, unlike what China did in 1980, so that the world prospers. Now what is happening in America, though it is an inward forum, you cannot run a country like that. I will bomb Oman. The President, Mr. Trump, says last week, I will bomb Oman. I was surprised, why are you bombing Oman? Oman has got nothing to do with it. Because Oman said, I will be a negotiator between Iran and US. Mr. Trump felt Oman is not doing a good job. Oman is not fast enough. He said, if Oman is doing a good job, I will bomb Oman also. Now Trump yesterday says, with our border, Canadians, I'm going to put 50% tariff. Yesterday night, Canada retaliated with 50% tariff. And Trump today morning renamed Ontario Lake in Canada as American Lake. Trump has got a problem with Mexico. So Gulf of Mexico is renaming as Gulf of America. Trump has got a problem with Greenland. He says it is mine. So you have leaders like this, running very powerful countries in the world. They make a mistake like that, the repercussion is felt on you and me. That is why you should be always conscious as leaders. Any decision you make, from house to a society to a country to a United Nations, any decision you make, your repercussions will be far and wide. So unless you don't have grounded leaders who run organizations, then the humanity suffers. Humanity suffers. So you always have a very large mindset. I'm taking it. No, you are not taking a decision sitting in Swami Sachidananda Jyoti Niketan school. No, you are not making a decision as a husband. As a husband or a wife, every decision you make, people are watching you. Every red light you don't follow in a scooter, you're teaching your child red light doesn't matter, government doesn't matter, system doesn't matter. And every time you don't vote for a correct person, you're telling your child, one day we don't take important decision in life, 5 years we suffer. And every time you pay a bribe, you're teaching your children, we can live our own life for short-term gains by paying a bribe and getting things done, but not long-term is to build a country. And every time you travel in a plane, you travel in a public space, you speak loudly, disturb somebody with a loud joke. We are saying community and society doesn't matter. Every time you put a small dirt or a small plastic wrapper outside in our country, you are telling your countrymen, in my country I can live the way I want, nobody can question me. So that is why this organization, we the leaders are what I am trying to talk to you. Your decision has got ramifications. What you make as a human being has got ramifications. And the tree plantation you did in the morning, which we spoke in the morning also, you are consciously telling this tree, 1,008 trees, in about 20 years, 315 metric tons of carbon sequestration. Okay, we are taking care of 10 lorries that is traveling in the Metropolitan Road. 1 year emission of 10 lorries we have taken care. But honestly, you tell me, is that enough? Honestly, you tell me, is that enough? Per day addition of lorry, per day. Hero Honda produces about 2.5 million two-wheelers every year. 2.5 million two-wheelers every year. So you're just adding 25 lakh two-wheelers to the road. They have to sell, obviously they have to sell everything. Ashok Leyland companies produce thousands of lorries every year. Everything is coming. The question we should ask is, are we doing enough? Because the problems are exponential. Our actions are only arithmetic. So problems are becoming bigger and bigger. So we are suffering in this world. That is what I mentioned. You all should become exponential. Passing out of this school, everything you should think 100x. Can I build a $1 billion company in our country? Can I serve 1 lakh people? You should never think small, because the country doesn't want small thinkers. The country wants exponential thinkers and hyperscalers, because the problems are too much. This year, El Nino. You all know El Nino? You all know Indian Ocean Dipole? Okay, the Americans and the world measures by El Nino. We measure by Indian Ocean Dipole. So we have two standards. This is a year, 2026 is a year, which has seen the warming up of surface temperature in the South America, where the El Nino is calculated. It is the highest ever recorded temperature in human history. So El Nino is nothing but the mixing of cold and warm current in the South American part, closer to Chile. And when you see the surface temperature of two waters, the warm water's degree and the cold water's degree, the subtraction is what counts. It should be closer to each other. The moment the warm water's temperature is high and the cold water is lower, when this gap is more, it is an El Nino. When the gap is less, it's a La Nino. El Nino means what happens there? Drought happens in Australia, drought happens in India, drought happens in Myanmar, drought happens in China. So it is happening there, but drought is happening here because we are interconnected. It's a butterfly effect. In India, we measure Indian Ocean Dipole. We take Bay of Bengal, we take Arabian Sea. We take both the temperature. We see is the temperature different. This year, India is also recording abnormal increase in temperature relatively. So you have to understand, as children, this is not your problem. Somebody created it. Industrial revolution created it. All the planes created it. Correct? All the emissions created it. You don't have anything to do with it. But this is the world you are stepping into. So we have two options. One, to complain, to say, you all did it. After industrial revolution, you increased the temperature by 2 degrees. That is one option to say. Americans did it. Per capita, still you are emitting more greenhouse gas emission. Per capita, still England is doing more. We have larger population, so we are emitting relatively less. We can say, that's a different argument. Like per capita, we are more. In terms of quantity, Americans are more. That is one way. Or, you can put your hands down, plant 1 tree and say, this is my contribution. You go to a village for holiday, you mobilize all your elders, say, let us plant 100 trees. Second contribution. You tell all your friends, you go and plant 100 trees. Third contribution. Or going from Sachidananda school, people should see you and say, oh, student of Sachidananda, see, they don't use more water. They take only 1 bucket of water. When I met Mata Amridananda, my Amma, in our ashram. I was very surprised. They are great spiritual masters. It is thanks to our Bharat. We have some eminent people like them who are guiding us. I was told, I was in my room, I saw a small water heater. Small water heater. I asked Guruji there, Guruji, why you have small water heater? It comes only quarter bucket of water, hot water. He said, no, that is Amma's teaching. Human beings should take bath in 1 bucket of water. That's it. So Amma takes bath in 1 bucket of water. That is why you see all over Mata Amardandamai's campus, the heaters are small, the bucket size is also small. So you catch water in 1 bucket, you take bath. That is how we live our life inside, so that outside we go and preach. So Swami Sachidananda Niketan, this school is giving you that opportunity to be yourself here. When you walk out, people should see you as a living example. The way you talk, the way you live your life, the way you treat the resources of the planet, the way you talk, the way you speak, the way you conduct yourself. So there is a greatest privilege and blessing you all have. So complicated world, problems, exponential arithmetic. So don't think arithmetic, be exponential. You are going to be global champions running big companies. And don't think leader as somebody who is sitting only in the stage. Everybody is a leader in your own way. Your actions matter. Your actions have got repercussion. The world should not suffer for us. We are living only on a borrowed time. A former United Nations Secretary General used to say, human beings, you are born, you are going to die. In between time, Earth has given you a borrowed time to live. That's it. We are living on a borrowed time. That borrowed time, live well, finish our time, say goodbye and leave. That is how Earth is expecting us. But what we do? What we do? Rare earth minerals. It is not rare earth minerals. China is doing it. No. 90% of rare earth is China. No. Processing rare earth is a problem. Now you see the next level of front innovation. Now people say we have to go to qubits. Now byte is 1 and 0. But quantum computing we can exist in 1, 0, we can exist in both. So people want to move to qubit. Qubit is next evolution. Then next scientists say, no, silica is done. Silica, doping, everything is done in semiconductor. Now we have to go to next level of metals. They say we have to go for graphene, carbon nanotubes. We got to go for gallium, those things. But problem is, to take that 1 gram, 10 gram, 1 kilo of gallium, you wash it with acid, you plunder the earth, 2,000, 3,000 tons you take it out to get that few kilos of rare earth. And then washing that happens with sulfuric acid, you wash it. And then to take that to put it in your cell phone, which is called rare earth. We have literally got into the gut of Mother Earth, ripped it open, intestine, we have taken that out. So every time you hear rare earth in your ears, you have to think, somebody has plundered Mother Earth to put that in your cell phone so that your processing speed can be faster. The next question is, do you really want it? Do you really want all the fancy cell phones? Do you really want all the fancy TVs? Do you really want all the super driving computers? That is also something consciously, ethically you should ask yourself. Because the world you are going to come in about 10-15 years is going to be completely transformative world. You have to make good choices as human beings. Good choices, ethical choices as human beings, as leaders. So that your generation will stop this nonsense. Again, go back to the original roots. Get things done. Not creating crude effects on Mother Earth. At the same time, whatever we need as human society, we start doing it. So thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to come and talk to you. Though I don't normally talk to school children like that. I talk about motivation, this and that. But today I felt you guys have crossed all that. You are in a different orbit. It is not like any other school. So after coming to the lab, I've seen this school is very different. And these children are already in that level, super conscious level. They've entered. And you guys have to lead the world. And make sure you serve us, serve the humanity in a better way. And enjoy, have fun. All those things you have to have as human beings. Play sport. Raise a family, raise a child. Take care of your grandparents, take care of the Mother Earth. But everything you have to do, you have to do. That is, do it consciously, do it ethically, do it in a grounded way. Thank you so much. God bless you all.